Jai Janendra, Namaste. My name is Sayam Jain. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to solve the 39th question of the problem solving series, which is based on greedy algorithm, which is a greedy problem. The difficulty level for this question is medium, and this question has been asked in Microsoft, Flipkart, Accolite, and many other companies. So let's discuss. Job sequencing problem. You must have heard about job sequencing in operating system. So that so we are given an array of jobs structure. So it has ID, it has the deadline when it has to be completed, and it is the profit bar. It has the profit that we will get by completing that job in this particular deadline. Okay, let's understand this question using an example. So we have the array of jobs. So this is the job number 1, job number 2, job number 3, and job number 4. The first part, the ID part. And this is its deadline. That this job has to be completed in 4 unit time. It's given that one job needs a unit time to be completed. So we have this time limit, and every job needs one unit time, and at least you need to complete this job within 4 seconds. Say assume it's seconds unit. So if within 4 seconds you need to complete this job, otherwise you won't be able to achieve the profit for this job. We need to maximize the profit, and then we need to return the maximum profit that we can achieve and the number of jobs that we can complete. So first we need to insert the number of jobs and then the profit. So answer our would be the number of jobs and then profit. Okay. So in this way we will insert this to our vector. Say vector of int result we have taken. We will insert these two values and then we'll return it. Okay. Now we have this job which first job whose deadline is 4 and profit is 20. We have second job whose deadline is 1 second and its profit is 10. That means in first second we have to complete it, otherwise we can't complete it. The third job deadline is also 1 and profit is 40. The fourth job deadline is 1 and the profit is 30. Now what would be our answer? So we need to maximize profit. So obviously we will take for one, we see there are 3 jobs whose deadline is 1. Which one you will take? Greedy approach, right? Which gives us the maximum profit. So this one we will take. Okay. So in second we have completed this job. Now can we complete this job? No. Its deadline is over. Okay. Can't complete this job as well. So we can complete this job because its deadline is 4. So we can complete this. So the number of jobs that we could complete were 2 and the profit that we earned is 60. So this will be our answer. Right. Now this we have solved it like this, but how do we solve it? How do we code this? How do we see that we have taken this deadline over here, 40. Okay, so we have taken this job which gave us the maximum profit. But when we took it, we couldn't take this two. Okay, and we took this. But does this much of knowledge will help us to solve all the example? How do we solve it? Okay, we understand that we will sort it using deadline, using the profit. But what about the deadline? If suppose this was given as 3, right? Then if we have taken this 40 and then we couldn't have taken this 30 and 10, we would have taken 20, 40 and 20 because this is deadline is there. So in that case, our profit would be only the same. But what would be the better answer? That okay, you have taken 40, but you instead of taking 40, take this one 30, and then you take this one 40, and then you take this one 20, because if you complete this, its deadline is 3, right? You can complete it later on also. So that point of time, this approach will not work. Just sorting according to the profit and taking it will not work because this is the deadline. Deadline is 3. Why are you completing it in the first second? You could have completed this. How do we solve this now? You got my point? So let's understand this with this example. Okay, here in this case, First job, deadline is 2, profit is 100. Deadline 1, profit 10, deadline 1, 25, deadline 2, profit 27. Now what do? We know that we need to take this, but we have time, we have 2 seconds of time. Assume that we took this in the second, okay? We already told that, okay, in the second of the second, in the first second we can take any other job. This one we will take in the second chance we will take 100. Now we have first second to complete any of these 3. Which one you would complete? You could have completed this, you could have completed this as well. Both the deadline is 1, but this deadline is 2. But you have already taken 2 for this 100. So if you do this one and this one, which one you will take? This one gives more profit. So we will do this job as right. So 27 will do. So the answer would be number of jobs that we could have done are these 2. So 2, 127. So what have we understood from this? We are sorting this according to the profit. But we are also checking on the deadline. That okay, if I can complete a job in its last second, I'll complete it in the last second. And if we can't, then I'll move ahead and complete it before. Okay, so we have occupied this with the last second. Okay, we are completing the last second. We have time, enough time. And then we see this one, this profit, this is 2. Though 2 is occupied, but we could have completed in the first second because first is empty. So what do we see? Okay, sort it according to the time, sort it according to the profit, take the job ID which has the most profit and try to give it the slot of the last deadline time. If you give that slot, then okay, you can do those jobs whose deadline is lesser, and we will go according to the job which gives us the maximum profit. So these are the steps. Let me code it and you will understand it easily. So what we have done here, we are sorting job array plus n, and we have our comparator. We will use this comparator function to sort it according to its profit. Okay. Now what do? We need to find how many number of slots we have. What is the last time? Okay, here in this case, the deadline was the second. At second we did this. So we need to find what is the maximum deadline for any of the job. Okay. So what do? We have int max deadline. Okay. Max deadline is equal to, say we have array zeros, 0 dot deadline. Okay. We have got a max deadline. Now for I equal to 1 to n, what we will do? We'll have int maxi equal to 0, and we will have maxi is equal to max of maxi comma, okay, max deadline. Okay, this array I dot deadline. Okay, this will have, and this max deadline. Okay, not this max deadline. Okay, let's make it as maxi just to get more space to write these things. Maxi is equal to max of maxi and deadline. Okay. Now this maxi is the maximum deadline that we have. So we take a slot array and say we give as maxi I plus 1 because we are taking it from 0, right? So let's have it as maxi I plus 1. Okay. And then what do? Now we will go, this we have already sorted, we will take one by one jobs which is sorted. So we have this job sorted according to the profit. So we will take that job whose profit is maximum. So for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Okay. Now once we have this, we need to see, okay, for that slot, that slot available or not for the job that we are going to take. Okay, so what we have, another array, another loop. for j equal to array of I dot deadline. Okay, we'll fill up the last slot. J greater than 0, j minus minus. Okay, we'll fill up the last slot till the time it can be available, like this one. Okay, so that we can do other tasks whose deadlines are closer. Okay, now we have this. We will say if slot of j. Okay, we will give this vector of int. We'll make it as slot. Okay, maxi comma 0 comma minus 1. Okay, we make all the slot as minus 1, big value as minus 1, because that is not possible. The deadline is not possible as minus 1. Okay, so if slot of j equal to minus 1, that means the slot has not been taken yet. Then what do? We will make it as slot j, that is the deadline. For example, j is actually this one, right? The deadline, the final value here. Okay, slot of j equal to I, the index, the job, the first job which you have taken. Okay, we increase the number of job as plus plus, and we have profit plus equal to array I dot profit. Okay, and we will break from this loop because this has already been assigned. Okay, and then we will be closing this loop as well, and we will be adding this result dot add or pushback, result dot add number of job, result dot actually not add, pushback number of jobs, and result dot pushback profit, and return result. Okay, after this step, okay, we will do this. Okay, so here you see, for example, this job. Okay, so this example, we see that this and we will have defined here int number of job is equal to 0. Here int number of job equal to 0, profit equal to 0. Okay, yeah. So if we try run this example here, so what is the maximum deadline that we have? The maximum deadline is 2 here, right? And if we sort it, it would be this one first, then this one, then this one, then this one, according to the profit. Now I took this and I saw that okay, slot 2 is not occupied. I occupied the slot 2, I changed the value to its index, I increase the number of job and add its profit. Okay, now I come over this one, 27. Now I see that okay, what is the deadline for this? 2, right? And it is already occupied, right? Then what do? We decrease j, and we see okay, first slot is not occupied when j becomes 1, and then we give a slot of 1 as its ID, and increase the number of job and add its profit and break. Now when we come to this one, okay, we see that okay, the deadline is 1, so j equal to slot 1 is already occupied, right, by this job, so we can't do anything. This will go again, and for this one also we see that it is already occupied, so our answer will be 2,127. So what have we done? We have sorted the job according to its profit, then we have found the maximum deadline that it has, and then we have taken that number of slots and assigned them as -1, and then we went through, we have used double loops, inner loops. We went through all the job IDs, and inside that we went through the deadline and tried to take that job whose profit is the maximum and try to assign it to the last possible deadline we can assign. In this way, we find the total number of jobs that we can take to complete, and so that the profit is maximum. So I hope the explanation, the question, everything is clear. The link to the question is given in the description. Please try it yourself and then come to my code walkthrough section.
Here is the code walkthrough of the job sequencing problem in the Geeks4Geeks platform. So here we have the job structure defined, and we have this job array, and you see we will sort this job array based on how the greater profit, whichever job will have more profit, we will take them in the first, and then we will go through them over the loop. And we have this array 0 dot deadline taken, and then we have the max deadline. We get the max deadline and we take that many number of slots and we assign all of them as -1. We have count jobs and job profit. We go through this loop, we assign, and our plan is to take the job and assign them as the last possible value of its deadline, so that we can take other jobs whose deadline is closer, as we discussed in the pseudocode and the question solution algorithm explanation. So we assign the slot jobs here, we increase the count and we get the job profit, and we break it from the loop, and then we take the next job. In this way we get total number of jobs and total profit that we can make, and then we add it to our vector and we return this vector. So let's submit this. So we see this has been accepted. Let me know in the comment section how was the explanation, and see you also in the next video. I'll be explaining the 40th question of the problem solving series and the last question of the greedy algorithm in this playlist. Thank you.